Hello everyone! Hello everyone. Hello Yoshi. I hope you're all well wherever you are in the world. Bit of an apology for not uploading any Yoshi videos recently. There's been a lot of crap going on. And that's exactly what I'm here to talk about. I'm here on the scary side of the camera. Woo! Breathe. It's gonna be okay. Right. I doubt you've seen my head much on the camera. I am Yoshi Bell's Nikki Bell. You like that? Yeah. He likes that. I do feel incredibly awkward in front of the camera. But hey, I feel awkward pretty much all the time, so there's nothing new there. Moot point. Yay. I'm determined to do my best to not cry because this is pretty tough stuff. And I'm trying to be just sort of funny and cool. I don't know why. Probably just that's basic human nature. The importance of today's topic far outweighs my awkwardness. That's a pretty big call. Let's get straight into it, shall we? Before we do, please note, insert disclaimer here, any negative, rude, stupid, or otherwise destructive comments shall simply be removed. Clearly we don't need that shit on my service dog's YouTube channel. Thank you. Only positively supportive comments and suggestions will be accepted, and they are most welcome. Thank you. We're not looking for any sympathy, we're just looking for support. No, we're not even looking for support. We're not looking for sympathy, but support would be nice. And everybody likes nice. We got that bit out of the way, Yosh. Eh? Basically, this is not going to be one of our fun or happy sort of videos, because I have some pretty bad news about Yoshi. Eh? You're right though, aren't you? Yeah. Dogs are good like that. It's taken me a while to get my shit together to do this. Emotionally, but also because I was basically waiting for all of Yoshi's test results and vet stuff to be confirmed. This has been an extremely stressful time, and I've been utterly tormented by this horrible ordeal. I do hope you're sitting down while you watch this, because I get the feeling this is what people refer to as a rant. Best be seated, grab a drink. What I'm about to tell you is quite shocking, to say the least. There is, in fact, two lots of bad news with regards to my Yoshi. The first shocker is this. I've been told in no uncertain terms by two separate veterinary experts, quote, Yoshi will never grow tall or robust enough to be a mobility service dog. Obviously, this news is completely heartbreaking for me. I'm still in absolute shock. I'm still in utter shock. I'm in shock about this news. And the fact that the breeder of Yoshi, Beverly Manners of Rutland's Australian Cobber Dogs, completely lied to me about the size and robustness of the breed. Just sorry while I get another page. I can't do it properly. Won't brain. So it's become clear that Rutland's is preying on people like me with a disability. People like me who require a mobility service dog, right? Rutland's Australian Cobber Dogs are profiteering from the sale of dogs which will never be tall or robust enough to be a mobility service dog. They will never be able to meet the guidelines and standards of what a mobility service dog needs to be. I know of one other puppy from Yoshi's litter who was actually sent to the USA to become a mobility service dog, but every time I've asked Rutland's about how's this puppy going, what's the progress on him, I'm not going to say his name, whatever, all of my messages are ignored. Beverly at Rutland's completely ignores me when I ask, how is this other mobility service dog puppy going? It's kind of strange. It's as if this dog has just completely disappeared. Anyway, I can't sort of imagine why or what type of cruel, evil-hearted person would do such things and then think it's okay to keep on doing them. I'm not sure how long Rutlands expect that they can get away with this practice, deceiving and swindling people. I have actually contacted the Department of Consumer Affairs. I've also posted via registered post to Beverley Manors at Rutlands a letter of demand. I'm pretty sure she won't meet my demands, which are very basic. So we'll be left with no other option but to take this matter to court. That's as far as I can go into that aspect of this topic. I strongly advise anyone who has had this experience to make an official complaint. Make it formal. Beverley Manors, Rutlands, Australian Cobber Dogs, is a con artist and she needs to be stopped. She's a bully, she's a con artist. Anyone who supports this phony of a mobility service dog breeder is condoning this type of dodgy business and ought to stop and take a long, hard look at themselves and realise what they are doing is wrong on so many levels. This issue is really very simple. Rutlands are preying on disabled people. Rutlands are preying on disabled people who require assistance animals. This is absolutely disgusting and totally illegal. Rutland's behaviour is completely un-Australian. This is certainly not how we treat our cobbers. I'm the one that feels bloody stupid after being lied to and ripped off by Beverley Manors at Rutlands. It's alright, mate. I've been bullied. Don't cry. Basically, I've been lied to, manipulated, and bullied by this conniving, cunning, filching old scammer. Beverley Manors, Rutlands, Australian Cobber Dogs are clearly profiteering by leading disabled and vulnerable people down the garden path while Rutlands laugh all the way to the bank. I know, it's shocking, but that was just the first point out of 2. But wait, there's more. But wait, there's more. Yoshi doesn't really care. He's Yoshi. He's cute. The second issue is that my dear little Yoshi Bell actually suffers from a severe genetic disorder, which is basically a deformity in his shoulders. This required immediate surgery to remove some very large pieces of deformed bone. For anyone who is interested in the gory details of shoulder OCD, just look in the description below and there'll be some information there. Thankfully, Yoshi's surgery was a success, but the post-operative care has been quite a challenge, to say the least. We're now in week 3 of Yoshi's recovery and rehabilitation. He's well accustomed to wearing t-shirts and shirts and socks and booties, and that meant that he did not need to wear an Elizabethan cone head collar. So that stops him from gnawing at the stitches. He's been dressed in all my funky t-shirt collection, and I reckon he looks pretty super styling. You look pretty super styling, baby. Oh yes. No one would ever know that underneath that t-shirt you're completely bald. The t-shirt covers the area of stitches. It also makes it look like fashion rather than medical recovery. His shaved area is his entire upper body. So when his t-shirt's off, he actually looks quite freaky. That doesn't do good things for me after being operated on so many times. Anyway, we'll go into that another time. I've been comically calling him Hairy High Pants, because he looks like he's got very hairy high pants. Hairy high pants. Because he looks like he's got hairy high pants. Maybe he'll start a new fashion. Who knows? As always, I'm doing my best to see the positives or create a good or comical situation when, in fact, it's a pretty horrible situation. But hey, if we don't laugh, we cry. For me, there was only one option, and that was to get Yoshi the surgery. This surgery was required ASAP in an attempt to minimize the pain Yoshi was in and maximize his range of movement. Obviously, this type of surgery is very expensive, but I choose to give Yoshi the best possible chance at a good life. It's very sad, and I'm beyond disappointed with Rutland Australian cobber dogs and all their lies. I do wonder how many other people have been affected like this and may have similar stories and experiences. I feel so bloody stupid for believing her. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. It's been 3 weeks after his surgery, he's doing very well. Come on, up around the back. Good boy. Me, on the other hand, I have not been doing very well. The ordeal with Rutlands and the lies and deception and dealing with surgery and open wounds and, you know, that's not been very good for me. It's okay, mate. Come on, come up for cuddle. Come for cuddle. That's it. My mistrust of people in general has increased through this whole ordeal. Rutlands promote themselves as specialising in breeders of assistance and therapy dogs, but Rutlands have effectively sold me a wheelchair, because service dogs are classified really as a medical aid. That's why they're allowed to go everywhere with you. They're your medical aid. It's like a wheelchair or a walking stick in my case. So Rutlands have effectively sold me a wheelchair that is, one, too small, not the size promised, and secondly, broken. Yoshi will never be tall or strong enough to be a mobility service dog, and now even if he magically grew to the required and promised size, Yoshi is deemed unfit for full-time service dog duties and certainly never any physical work. After all of Yoshi's problems were confirmed, I Google search keywords cobber dog shoulder problems. I was overwhelmed by the page after page after page of reports from various incidences involving Beverley Manors. It became very apparent Beverley Manors' breeding business had actually been closed down in the state of Victoria, and many of her dogs had been seized. How the heck is a breeder like her able to continue breeding in a different state? It's just another one of Rutland's cunning strategies. Obviously she's been doing this for a long time, and her fancy footwork can only last so long. This practice is completely unethical and needs to be investigated properly on a federal level. Clearly, I have made formal complaints, as mentioned earlier, and I'm not going to go into the details until my dealing with Rutlands is completely resolved. Almost there. Hang in there, people. There's a bit more to go. My suspicion of Beverley Manors Rutland's cobber dogs actually began when it was time for Yoshi to come to his forever home with me here in Melbourne. I received a very abrupt and rude email from Beverley telling me by no means was I allowed to collect Yoshi or visit the breeding facility, even though it would have been about a 4-hour drive or 2 hours in the helicopter. Rutlands refused to ever supply any address of where they actually were located, just a vague off the beaten track near Wagga Wagga. Wagga Wagga. For all you people that aren't from Australia, there is a place called Wagga Wagga. It was called Wagga, but it was so good they named it twice. So yeah, off the beaten track near Wagga Wagga. So this seemed very odd. I had been waiting 2 months for Yoshi. I'd paid within a couple of days of making the verbal agreement with her on the phone. What's it barking about? Wait, okay? Wait a minute. By this stage, I was feeling very anxious. I was even saying things to Mum like, Do you think I've been ripped off? Is Yoshi really coming? I know, you're there. All along I had this horrible feeling in my stomach, but I palmed it off as anxiety or like paranoia. Oh, you should go on the other side of the camera. Come around this side so that people can see you. Come on, come around this side. This side, this side. Sit. Good boy. In hindsight, which is obviously things are a lot easier in hindsight, I realised it was not paranoia. It was my gut instinct. As it turns out, Rutland's only method of delivering puppies is via air freight. The first I heard of this, that the puppies could only come via air freight, was within a week of Yoshi's due date of turning up at my house. This was a very unexpected extra cost to the tune of about $500. We were utterly shocked, but somehow we were still under the spell of Beverly Manners at Rutland's, weren't we, Yoshi? We believed her lies about not allowing visitors due... What are you barking like that for? Come over this side, I said. Come on and just sit there. Oh, you lie there then. We believed her lies about not allowing visitors due to strict quarantine laws because most of the puppies go overseas. Looking back, and obviously in hindsight things are so clear, Beverly Manners of Rutland's Australian Cobber Dogs is a con artist. She preys on people in need. She entices people with her sweet talking and bamboozling falsifications. I always try and find a positive solution. It's my choice to keep dear little Yoshi. Okay? I'm going to keep you. I personally know what it feels like to be cast aside due to a disability. There's no way I will let that happen to Yoshi. Yoshi and I have developed a wonderful bond over the last 10 or so months of service dog training, or service dog puppy training. Come on up the back and around here. No way Yoshi will be cast aside. He's staying with me. It's not like, you know, I got a faulty toaster and I'm going to exchange it. I bought a jumper and it was too small. Go to the shop and exchange it. It's not quite like that, is it? No. He is a real, living, beautiful creature. In a way, this does conclude with some good news. I'm keeping Yoshi. After talking with the service dog trainer, we have decided and agreed that we can keep going with Yoshi's training, but focus solely on the PTSD training. He will not be able to do any physical work, and that's just how it is. He can be my little, you know, stay-at-home type PTSD / service dog / pet. I'm going to start to save up again to purchase a suitable, big, tall, robust, strong breed of dog to train as my mobility service dog. This will only happen once Yoshi has fully recovered from his shoulder surgery. Yoshi will always be my homeboy, my little PTSD cuddle monkey. After talking to the service dog trainer and some other people who have service dogs, I realised that it's not uncommon for people to have 2 service dogs. From talking to a couple of people, they reckon that it actually takes the stress off just having one, because it's a lot of work, particularly with service dogs that are multi-purpose, mobility and, you know, other things. The light's fading fast. Oh look, my t-shirt matches the... I did not do that on purpose. Anyway, quick before the light goes. It's hard work being a service dog. Look, he gets to dress up in t-shirts and get cuddles all day now. So I've learned a huge lesson the hard way. I can strongly advise anyone who requires a mobility service dog to thoroughly inspect all genetic reports such as hip scores, elbow scores, or everything. Do not ever take a breeder's word for any of that. Demand official reports. I still feel so stupid about all this. I actually trusted what Beverly Manners from Rutland's Australian Cobber Dogs advertised. I also trusted everything Beverly Manners personally said to me on the phone via all of our correspondence, but it's so clear in hindsight. Everything she said was contrived, a well-rehearsed, deceptive strategy just to sell puppies. That hurts to say. Alright, to anyone still watching, I know this has probably been pretty bloody grueling. It's been very grueling for me. I just thought that this was really important to share. So to anyone still watching, thank you for your time. I hope this video has given you an insight into my experience with a fraudulent service dog breeder. Even when I say those words, I feel quite sick to the stomach. Why the heck would she do this to the disabled and vulnerable? Let alone the dogs. Unfortunately, this experience has left me trusting nobody again. And I don't like this feeling. I would like to believe in a world in which humans were honourable. A world in which we treat one another with kindness and respect. Unfortunately, my altruistic dreamland world is somewhat disappearing. Alright, that's pretty heavy, but hey, that's life. Please send lots of love and support to little Yoshi Bell. And let's imagine a brighter future for us all. Love you. See you soon.